Oh, hello there. I'm Bilchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chapter 2, Section 4 of the picture of Dorian Gray.
As.
Ah.
The picture of Dorian Gray. Oscar Wilde. Chapter 2, Section 4. Dorian made no answer, but passed listlessly in front of his picture and turned toward it. When he saw it, he looked back, and his cheeks flushed for a moment with pleasure. A look of joy came into his eyes, as if he had recognized himself for the first time. He stood there motionless and in wonder, dimly conscious that Hallward was speaking to him, but not catching the meaning of his words. The sense of his own beauty came on him like a revelation. He had never felt it before. Basil Hallward's compliments had seemed to him to be merely the charming exaggeration of friendship. He had listened to them, laughed at them, forgotten them. They had not influenced his nature. Then had come Lord Henry Wotton with his strange panegyric on youth, his terrible warning of its brevity. That had stirred him at the time. And now, as he stood gazing at the shadow of his own loveliness, the full reality of the description flashed across him. Yes, there would be a day when his face would be wrinkled and wizen, his eyes dim and colourless, the grace of his figure broken and deformed. The scarlet would pass away from his lips and the gold stay over his hair. The life that was to make his soul would mar his body. He would become dreadful, hideous, and uncouth. As he thought of it, a sharp pang of pain struck through him like a knife and made each delicate fibre of his nature quiver. His eyes deepened into amethysts, and across them came a mist of tears. He felt as if a hand of fire had been laid upon his heart. "Don't you like it?" cried Hallward at last, stung a little by the lad's silence, not understanding what it meant. "Of course he likes it," said Lord Henry. "Who wouldn't like it? It is one of the greatest things in modern art. I will give you anything you like to ask for it. It is not my property. Dorian's." "Of course," said the painter. "How sad it is," murmured Dorian Gray with his eyes still fixed upon his own portrait. "How sad it is. I shall grow old, and horrible, and dreadful. But this picture will remain always young. It will never be older than this particular day of June. If it were only the other way. If it were I who was to be always young, and the picture that was to grow old. For that he would give everything. Yes. There is nothing in the whole world I would not give. You would hardly care for such an arrangement." "Basil," cried Lord Henry, laughing, "I should object very strongly." "Harry," said Hallward. Dorian Gray turned and looked at him. "I believe you would. Basil, you like your art better than your friends. I am no more to you than a green bronze figure. Hardly as much." The painter stared in amazement. It was so unlike Dorian to speak like that. What had happened? He seemed quite angry. His face was flushed and his cheeks burning. "Yes," he continued, I enlist you in your every Hermes or your silver fun. You will like them always. How long will you like me? Till I have my first wrinkle, I suppose. I know. Then, that when one loses one's good looks, whatever they may be, one loses everything. Your picture has taught me that. Lord Henry Wotton is perfectly right. Youth is the only thing worth having. When I find that, I am growing old. Howard turned pale and caught his hand. Dorian, Dorian, he cried. Don't talk like that. I have never had such a friend as you, and I shall never have such another. You are not jealous of material things. I am jealous of everything whose beauty does not die. I am jealous of the portrait you have painted of me. Why should it keep what I must lose? Every moment that passes takes something from me and gives something to it. Oh, if it were only the other way. If the picture could change, and I could be always what I am now. Why did you paint it? It will mock me someday, mock me horribly. The hot tears welled into his eyes. He tore his hand away and, flinging himself on the divan, buried his face in the cushions, as though he was praying. This is your doing, Harry, said the painter bitterly. Lord Henry shrugged his shoulders. If it is not, you should have gone away when I asked you, he muttered. I stayed when you asked me, was Lord Henry's answer. Harry, I can quarrel with my two best friends at once. But between you both, you have made me hate the finest piece of work I have ever done. And I will destroy it. What is it but canvas and colour? Dorian Gray lifted his golden head from the pillow, and with pallid face and tear-stained eyes, looked at him as he walked over to the teal painting table that was set beneath the high curtained window. What was he doing there? His fingers were straying about among the litter of tin tubes and dry brushes, seeking for something. Yes, it was for the long palette knife, with its thin blade of light steel. He had found it at last. He was going to rip up the canvas. To be continued.